Hi guys, it is Calvin here again. The one that some trolls calling me a loser on there. Get a kick out of that. Gotta be trolls, like, come on. So how are we supposed to believe you? How do you know? What makes you an expert on people, on happiness? You go out and, oh God, you know what? Crazy. But anyway, like I say, I did a lot of things in my life, but I'm just trying to suggest ways that people can make their lives a little bit better. You don't have to become rich. Doesn't matter, I mean, I did a lot of things in my life, but a book, I found that a book, always a book with many pages in the thing, and just ideas, put ideas, and try to do 3 little things a day that can make your life a little better. I mean, we've been through lots. We've been through this little lockdown crap that they pulled on us there a few years ago, and that did a lot of nasty things to people, and I used to travel when I was younger. I mean, I got into real estate. I did this kind of thing when I was younger. I had books, things to do today all the time, lists. I'd be up at real early in the morning, like what time is it now? Oh, it's 10:30. I'm making a video. But I was up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, because it makes you kind of ambitious. When you have your list of stuff that you were going to do in the day, and you did some things, and you said, gee, I didn't do that, Oh, well, you throw it on the next page. Stick it on the next page, the next things to do. And then you can look back through your pages, and it brings ideas up, And I watched lots of programs, educational programs on not just documentaries. Documentaries tells you, keeps you asleep, sort of. But educational stuff, guys that are training, like, for instance, I got into, years ago, I was started a little auto painting business, and it wasn't doing really that good, and I wanted to try to escape from the world a little bit, but so I figured, oh yeah, there's all kinds of real estate programs out there, people pushing get rich quick, buy houses, buy houses, buy houses. So I did that. I got into that, and one of my friends had the program, no down payment, Carlton Sheets. It's still on the internet. You could still order his program. It's from a lot of years ago, but it still works. It'll work today. Monopolizing, remortgaging houses, buying other houses, or getting people to help you, with down payments, if they own quite a bit of that place. It works. All I'm saying is that works. I used it, and I was buying properties, got a few properties, and I was doing different things in business, and, just you open your mind and you take some action. If you take a few steps, 3, I'm telling you, 3 little things a day that you do that can make your life better, and list them. Put them on a page. Put them on a page. What did I do yesterday? Okay. Contacted a guy about some speakers I had for sale. Went and got some measurements. Contacted the guy about the amp that I was selling. Record another video for Rumble. Look at different things for, like, any kind of thing that could make you go ahead. Like, I'm thinking of trying to get a little bit more affiliation. Enough things. After, I wanted out of that city. I didn't like that city there, and people busting windows out all the time and shooting, and, like, needles all over the place. And one time in town, some guy followed the wife right into the house, and I was home, and I confronted the guy. You know what? It's not good in the city. I moved out in the bush. It's close to 20 years ago, and I sold the real estate in town. I shut down the business because it was affecting my health. Before I hit 50, I couldn't paint a car anymore because I would be so sick all the time. So I said, that's enough. I want to live a little longer, maybe. Got to do a few more things. So I just kind of went out in the bush, bought this house out here. I mean, it's not fantastic. It's 2,200 square foot. It's got 6 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, 2 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, full basement, and it's on about 3 acres, maybe a little bit more than 3 acres. Nothing fancy, an old house. But I just worked on it, fixed it up a little bit there, and I'm living in it, and I'm out in the bush, and it's not full of thieves, and it's not full of needles, and it's not full of neighbors. I got no neighbors close here. Nobody can look over a fence and complain about me making a little bit of noise. That doesn't happen out here. Yeah, anyway, I just wanted to throw a little video together, and the guy was saying, well, what do? You have any fun? You don't see you on a golf course? No, I hate golf. I'm not into sports. My God, you know what? People are in there cheering. I go to go out bars sometimes, and I hit one bar. There was a sports bar, and there was some game on, and people were yelling and screaming, my team's winning. Your team? Do they pay you? What do you do? They don't even know you. They're making millions of dollars, and they don't know who the hell you are. And people want to go to these games. Yeah, they go try to get into a football game, big football game someplace. You pay a fortune? Really? You're helping those people get rich, and meanwhile you're distracting yourself. It's all distraction. What a person concentrates on, you can develop. Watching movies, yeah, I like some movies. Some movies are okay, but most of the time it's a distraction. If you're concentrating on that, and you realize these are actors and they're making money from this, and you're sitting there and you're paying for it or wasting your time. It's just a waste of time, and it's all fake, like that's the way I see it, and people chasing a ball around and bashing each other, in football for a ball. Hey, those people are making big money, like some of them are making fortunes. But to me, it's violence. I don't like violence. I'm not into sports, I'll play some pool, but I'm only playing, basically, I don't care if I win or lose, I'm challenging myself, whether, it's just a skill. It's just like practicing anything else. Practice makes me feel good. So, yeah, the guy was saying, what do you do? You're eating in fancy restaurants? Yeah, I eat some in some places. I went 2 weeks ago there to a place, and rather expensive. The wife said, I'm never going back there. Same with the boy. It's terrible, terrible. Well, you want to be a complainer? Complainers, what's the point in complaining? I just try to enjoy the best I can about it, and try to enjoy the company. And if the food ain't the greatest, well, so it ain't. It's okay. I don't care. Yes, let's see what we can talk about here. Yeah, during COVID, so-called this lockdown thing, I got a dark feeling just before the COVID hit. It was in the fall, and somehow, I don't know, I guess God says you gotta do something, I hit this terrible dark feeling late in the fall that, just before lockdown, before this thing happened. I said, I should need another greenhouse for some reason. I'm supposed to build a greenhouse. What I needed a greenhouse for, I didn't need no real green. I had a little greenhouse. There was a little greenhouse that I had here already. It wasn't being used for anything. But anyway, I thought, well, I'll do this. So I started putting the stuff together, wood on the ground, and then it started to get cold, and really cold, and it was too cold to build stuff, and so the wife says, put it away. Anyway, so I did. I put it away, and then about December, all of a sudden, I started to get this dark feeling again. And I'm not the gardener. I said that in the last video. I'm not the gardener. And I phoned the wife in town. I said, hey, where's the tomato seeds? So anyway, I got those going. And she thought I was crazy, mind you. She always, maybe thinks I'm crazy sometimes. And I am, I got to admit. I can be a jerk sometimes too, because we don't understand each other, most people. one likes this, one likes that, and that's the way it goes. Oh, excuse me, too many hours. Yeah. But anyway, I got this feeling I got to build something, and I started it, and it got too cold, and in December I decided to plant some tomato plants in the house, and Marie thought I was crazy as usual, and but anyway, and then in March when this whole thing hit, I had big tomato plants growing in the house and in the windows, you know, and there's still snow outside, and then when that hit, here I go. Got tomato plants that are a little too early, way too early to put them outside. It was just an experiment. I'm not the gardener, like they say. But it was fun. Oh, goodness, I'm tired. But anyway, yeah, this over here, I don't know if we can see it. This is I'll try to turn that camera a little bit here. This is the first greenhouse that I built. And I built it all out of scrap because, you know, COVID was on. I had all the wood, and I had some plastic, but I didn't have enough plastic. The wood was wood I got from the dumps and stuff. I had that. But anyway, I built that, and as time went on, like I would, and then I built another one after that. That's a couple of years after that. Well, this was the first one. See if I get this one to fire up again. This was the first one that I built. And let's go to the next one. This is the finished product of the next one. Built right beside it. And this was right in COVID. This was right in COVID. So, and the wife liked it. Well, that's good. And here I am. And then I just after that, I added on another little greenhouse. This one will fire up. Come on, kick in there, you. Yeah, built this other little one just off of this shed. And we have lots of gardens. See, we got bush all around us here. Oh, it's cool. Hey, and they said, you got to wear a mask. Hey, this is what I wore. Hey, I says, well, I'm wearing a mask. Doesn't that look good? I went shopping. That was fun. Oh, they thought I was a robber, you know. Guys, a lady in the store. I knew her. She was one of my wife's friends when she was a kid. And I goes in, I picks up some candy, and I goes to the counter, and I says to Debbie, you know who I am? And she's, no, I don't. She yelled at me. I says, oh, it's Calvin. She's, oh, no. She says, well, where's Marie? I says, well, she's out in the van, and she hates my guts right now because of what I'm doing. Anyway, yeah, you gotta have some fun, man. You gotta have some fun. Hey, why not have some fun? What else we do here? Way before COVID. Oh, here's one of those tomato plants I had in the window. Hey, that was in March. That was when COVID. That was the first when COVID hit. I had them sitting on a counter, and I had plants growing up. Crazy, eh? You gotta have some fun, guys. Come on, man. The way before COVID, I was experimenting with a wind farm, a homemade wind farm. All these things were interlinked together with straps, and they'd move along up and down, and they were powering a generator over on the other side. You know, it worked. It was a lot of work, though. A lot of work playing around. Now, what else can we go into here? You know, like, oh, my cat's yelling at me. And then, you know, people are mad about Trudeau. You know, I took some comparison videos, and you know what? This was the quite a long time ago, and then this was the new Trudeau. Look, I mean, this guy looks different. You know, I don't know what's going on. You know, like, things are. People say, "Oh no, that's still the Trudeau." Anyway, we're talking about these energy things and stuff. This was one of the guys I know, this Jamie guy. He was out in Alberta when the fires hit, and he claims it was a energy attack of some kind. This was his welding truck. You know, like this was his welding truck, and it like he says, "Oh look, look, there's still green plants underneath it." You know, like that much heat that melts everything. Unbelievable. You know, like unbelievable. What happened? And it's happening all over the place. Like I don't know what else we can say. Oh, here in COVID also, I didn't have a garage. So I had lots of wood, I had lots of tarps and everything, and there was a concrete pad under there, and I had a little car tent set up on there, which was falling down all the time. So I, I got it, started building this thing, put up this frame over top. I built hoops, and got myself a garage of some kind. I didn't want to. You know what? I don't like the government. I don't want to apply for permits, and so it's considered a tent. That's fine. Works good enough for what I need. It's got a wood stove in the back. Big doors on. You can put a side door on the thing. Like. Yes. Anyway, I don't know. We could go on forever. Could go on and on forever. I got lots of things I've done in my life before this. Like I say, I had real estate and everything. Anywho, I don't know where to go with anything else here. But yeah, this is Dan Weston. He's out of California. Come on, open up there. He's out of California. He preaches out of his car. He's a school teacher, teaches in a public school, and he's been preaching too. His parents were actually in military when he was a kid. He traveled around. He says, I got to use all kinds of things that nobody else had, like late night vision goggles and stuff like this. And he says his parents, he had tours of places he really shouldn't have been. And his dad told him things he shouldn't really have known. Anyway, very interesting all the time. Yeah. What else we gonna say? Okay, this guy, he moved to California. Come on, open up there. Open up. You're gonna open up. There it goes. This guy moved. This guy was from in the southern states someplace, and he moved to Alaska. He used to be a pilot and driving, freight and stuff, pilot. And then he got into guiding fires, like a guide plane for guiding, putting out fires, telling them where to drop. He says, I used to talk the fires out. He says, but with these new fires, I can't talk them out anymore. Something's wrong. He's getting a lot of views. You'll find him on the internet there too. Digging around, you'll find him. Kind of interesting, but he's having problems too. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what else I could tell you here. There's so many things. But anyway, that's our entertainment for just trying to fill you in on things. Now I have to go on with my list and do the few things and go talk to my cat and my dogs. See? Let them have some fun too. So anyway, it's Wednesday. I got things to do. So I'm going to cut this loose right now, cut this and throw this up on the internet. Maybe I'll do some editing on it or something. Tomorrow I'll release it. Okay, you guys have a good day.